We are live and in color. Yes, the champ is here. The champ is here. Welcome to Intimate Discoveries, Unveiling Connections, the podcast redefining the conversation around what it means to be intimate in a world where superficial conversation happen. We dive deep. We explore the layers of what it truly means to be intimate. This isn't just another love talk, it's a groundbreaking journey through intimacy, emotional, physical, and sexual aspects in the modern age. In each episode, we peel back the layers of myths and truths, engaging with experts and sharing real life stories and uncovering insights that challenge everything you thought you knew about closeness and relationships. Whether you're navigating the complexities of love, seeking deeper connections, or just curious about the unspoken intricacies of human bonds, Intimate Discoveries is your guide through the maze of modern relationships. Tune in as we unravel the secrets of truly meaningful connections, Intimate Discoveries, Unveiling Connections. Let's go!
They said I wouldn't make it, but I'm here.
I'm here, baby! I'm here! Ow!
And I'm here to stay, never go down.
Ow! Cause I'm a champion! Ow!
A
The
champion.
champion!
Cause I'm a
The
champion.
champion! Ow!
Cause I'm a champion.
Boy, we rock the house every day, man. Every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tune in. We're about to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Coming off the music right now, I am your host, Champ Franklin. And I tell you, we have a dynamic episode today. We're live, broadcasting live on Instagram, bringing it worldwide, right? And I'll tell you right now what excites me more than anything. Well, hold on. First of all, hold on. We got to do this here. Y'all know when I come on the stage, we got to give me some excitement. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Come on, love on me. Love on me. The champ is here. Ow! Yes! Tell me about it. Tell me. Oh my God. But anyway, this is the champ. We're here. We're live, and I tell you, this is a moment. I got my girl Legacy coming on. I got um, Golden coming in. She's gonna be live from the broadcast from Instagram, and we're here, right? And I look like I got somebody else coming on board too. But I'm telling you here, without further ado, I have the one and only Dr. Washington, who is an amazing my friend of over 30 years. And we have been overseas, in seas, out of seas. And I tell you, when I explain to you about this dynamic woman, she has gone from E1 to doctor, bringing it in. And when you talk about personal struggles, when you talk about a strong black woman who has overcome adversity, I tell you, this is. I look at me being a champ, but this person here, she is like totally off the chain. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Dr. Washington in. Come on in, Candy. Unmute.
Oh my goodness. You just don't know how warm my heart is right now, Franklin.
Uh
This
huh.
is a beautiful, beautiful moment for me. But let me just say this, that intro was off the chain. You hear me? I'm at my desk, belly rolling, okay, all the way through, cheering you on, okay? I really love that intro. And secondly, I really appreciate how you perceive me. And I just want to say thank you. I
Oh my God.
appreciate you as well.
Yes, Cat. Yes, Cat. Oh my gosh. It is, the love is mutual. Um, every time we connect with each other, it's just like we just picked up as it was just yesterday, right?
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
and it just warms my heart to have you on the show today. So I got my girl Legacy here. Golden's gonna be on. Let me see where she is. She's gonna be on board. But what we hey,
Hello. Nice to meet you, Miss Legacy.
Nice meeting you as well.
Yes, yes. You
I'm
hear?
intimidated. You got a Miss Legacy, you got a Miss Golden, and here my old butt coming here is Miss Kathy. You know what I mean? But okay.
Yes. So if anybody want to come on and join in the conversation, you can do that. So what we have today's topic, right? Is we call it the money dilemma. Men's fears with financially successful women, right? What are the fears that men have with women who are financially successful, right? So I have the first question, right? So let me say the description. It says dive into the top fears and frustrations men face when dating financially successful women who make more money but expect them to pay for dates. Learn how we navigate these challenges and foster a healthy relationship, right? So the first question is, what do we think the biggest fear men have with dating financially successful women? What do you think, Kathy?
You know, I don't know what's going on in their mind, but if I was a man, I would be like, yay, finally my pockets can get a break, right? But that's not the case, or at least it hasn't been the case for me. Um, so, I don't want to sit here. I'm not a psychologist. I've only had this experience once in my life, but I don't know what their problem is, and I don't want to pretend like I know. But I'm willing to share my experience, and we can theorize on it
Oh,
together.
absolutely. Go ahead. Let's hear your theory. And I got more guys. I got some guys coming in who may be
Well, I'm
interested.
gonna pause the show because it's my story. It's long.
Yeah,
It's
share it. Come on. That's why you're here. We want to hear from
oh,
you.
okay. So, um, and let me just put this out there as a disclosure, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I'm about to talk about is really fresh. It's really fresh. I'm only maybe 35 days past the last event.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still fresh in my mind, it's still fresh in my heart. And the way that I feel could change
Mm-hmm.
a year from now, 6 months from now. So I just want to
Mm-hmm.
put that out there, right? Because there's always more than one side to a story.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But so just moving forward. So, I've been dating this guy, was dating this guy for more than 5 years. Um, Reconnected after maybe 30 years of separation, childhood. We were together in childhood and ended up coming back together later on in life. Had a
Mm-hmm.
really good relationship. Everything is going well. But we were not equally yoked financially, right? And the divide it was a big divide between the two of us. And so, first of all, I had to come to grips with that because um at this stage in life, I had to accept him for where he was at, right? Because I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
expect him to do any more because, you know, um, when you get to getting into your 50s, you got to look at, a person's health and things of that nature. And so, there's this divide. But one of the things that I notice is that, and I'm skipping through a lot of parts, so you might have to come back and ask me for more
Mm-hmm.
details. Relationships going, we're making it work. It's a long distance relationship. So, and I'm talking 18 hours
Mm-hmm.
drive, but we're making it work. But every time he would come to my house, it would always be a problem. He would always make it a point to say, I'm not impressed by your house. I'm not impressed by this. I'm not impressed by that.
Mm-hmm.
And my response was always, well, I never invited you here for
Mm-hmm.
my house or anything else. I invited you here to be with me. I never told you, hey, come here to see my house. No, come visit me. Come spend some time with me. But the house is part of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just little things, like that. You know, um, you
Yeah.
know,
So
we,
one of the fears I see that we've studied is that there's a feeling of being inadequate. And so I think that that fear was being vocalized in a um, what is it? Um, what is it? What did you when you I don't know, but it was passive aggressive, right? That's the word I'm looking for. Passive aggressive in a passive aggressive way. Him sharing his feelings of being inadequate and compared to your house and where you live and stuff like that. And I think that's probably where that um, adds to that response, right?
And
Um,
I get that, but that's where we are, right? This is where I'm at. This is me over here. This is you over here. We're trying to be together. I'm not asking you to come live in my world. You cannot expect me to come live in your world. But
mhm,
let's create a world that we both can live in together, which is going to require some sacrifices on both of our ends. And I'm willing to do that, right?
mhm,
But it's, it's just little things, I'm not asking you to pay my rent. I'm not asking you to get my hair done, my nails done, or nothing, right? If you're not doing any of those things, well, my God, you know how much money a man could save in a year's time? Just in a year's time. You mean you're not putting gas in my car? You're not doing any of those things
mhm,
that most men are doing for them women. And I'm saying that because I was raised by men, and this is what I see my brothers do. This is what my fathers do. Um, this is what I see the men do that are around me.
mhm,
So I know this is not something strange or abnormal, but so you're not having to do any of those things, but little things like, okay, you don't do anything for my birthday, right?
mm.
Which is like, wow, my birthday is on Valentine's Day. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
How can you mess that up? It's on Valentine's Day,
right.
and you don't even want to acknowledge my birthday. I get Christmas, right? I don't expect anything for Christmas because take care of your kids and you know do for your kids. Christmas for me is for the kids. The only thing I'm asking for maybe is just some type of acknowledgement on my birthday, which happens to fall on Valentine's Day, but nothing. Crickets.
Right.
Crickets, right?
Red flags, red flags.
Red flags just all over the place, but we have this history, right? We have this 30-year history. We're connected. The sexual chemistry is off the charts, right? um and the whole time, I'm looking back at it in retrospect. you know um I don't think he was ever able to really get over. So I think, so let me just fast forward. So graduating with my doctorates, I said,
Mm,
you're coming up here to be with me. And so I said, okay, well, I want you to go to graduation with me. I want you to wear something nice. He said, a suit? No, not a suit. Just, nice slacks, shirt, some hard bottom shoes.
mhm,
You know, well, okay, well, not a big deal. Well, I'll get something when I get up there.
mm,
Um, to make a long story short, without going into any details, he used the shoe, he ended up not getting shoes. And he ended up not coming to my graduation because he refused to put on a pair of hard bottom shoes after 5 years of knowing
Trying
me.
to put on.
Hmm.
What was he trying to put on?
He didn't try to put on anything. The day of the graduation, when everybody got up to get dressed to go, he never got up to even get dressed to go. Never got up. And then his excuse, well, I don't have any hard bottom shoes. I wasn't able to get any shoes. So he didn't go.
Okay, that's interesting.
Very interesting, because you've driven 18 hours and then we had to drive another 5 hours to the university. And I had all of my girlfriends. It was like 15 of us staying. We rented this big lake house,
mhm,
and it was like 15 of us. All of my best friends came in from all over the world. I mean, all of them just flew in. And I had my brothers there, and this is what happened. And this is what happened. And so after 5 years, for me, I the conclusion that I came to was that, first of all, after 5 years of knowing me, and you don't want to put on, I've never asked you to do anything, but put on a pair of hard bottom shoes to come to my, I wasn't graduating from, flight security guard school. I was getting my doctorates. I just wanted you to come meet my boss and stuff like that. You know what I mean? One time, and you didn't want to do it. Um, and then, the excuses that follow, that was just enough for me, right? I was just like, I don't think that he ever really got over the fact that no matter how still he wanted to be, that I was going to keep progressing in my life.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And that
before we go any further, Dr. Washington, we got to give you your flowers. We just want to.
thank you.
Yes, I'm extremely proud of you, and so I think legacy or golden. Would you have something you want to say, golden?
Yeah, you got golden, and I'll go afterwards.
Oh, we can't hear you. You're muted. Oh,
How's that?
that is better.
Oh, okay. It's a hard one for me because I was married for such a long time, and my husband he was what you call the old school man. Paid for everything, even when we were dating. But I know that we are now in the 21st century, and now that I am single again. And by the way, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm with you too. But I've had single girlfriends who are very successful in their careers, and they pretty much say the same thing. But I do notice, and actually, I'm going to speak of an incident that happened maybe about 2 months ago. I have a friend, and she and her husband were here, and he actually asked me if I wanted to meet one of his friends. And I said, no, I don't think so. And he's like, oh, why not? He said, he's great. He said he's a great guy. And he said, I know you don't need his money, but maybe, companionship. And I said, no, I'm not interested in your friend, but thank you. And so I turned around and I asked my girlfriend's husband, what makes you think, why would you say, I don't need his money? And he said, because, I know you're financially stable, you're okay. And so women don't need men with money anymore. And I said,
Or either this man has been taken by women that's been taking his money before. He's trying to protect her.
and besides that, he was like 78. And then I said,
Well, hold on. We got Mr. Miles in. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hold on. I got another male on the call, right? Coming in hot. Who's going to add to the conversation? Oh my gosh, this is my guy, man. Both of these
Why are
individuals
they coming in hot? You know what I'm saying?
because this is. Hey, listen.
Why are they coming in hot?
Hey, Kathy, we were all in Japan together.
Frankie, my man.
Yes, sir. What do you got to say, man? What do you got to say?
Yeah, so I was listening to the doc, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and my thing is like, what took you so long?
Oh, your phone went
What
out.
took me so long?
No, his phone timed out.
Oh,
You
did
there?
it? Is it back?
Yeah, you back.
Okay. Yeah, what took you so long to get rid of this guy? Like the young lady said, red flags all over the place.
It was all over. You know what took me so long is because we had history. We had this history. I was fresh off of a divorce, right? I wasn't lonely or I'm not insecure or any of those things, but I'm one of those women. I just don't like to be out there. I don't like, I don't like to be out there mingling with all different types of guys and stuff. I'm a homebody and stuff. I loved him, and for those years I thought that he loved me. It wasn't until I saw him on my graduation day when I was coming back from it, the look in his eyes and on his face, that I realized, wow, this man really hates me and he hates to see me
Yeah.
move. That's when I
And he
really saw it. That's when it was just, it was there. The demon was out. I could clearly see it. The veils was moved from my eyes. And the only thing I could say to myself at that time is that if I ignore it this time, it ain't because it wasn't showed to me.
right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I'm loyal by nature.
I feel you. I
To a fault.
understand.
To a fault.
To a fault.
Okay, what you
Because
say?
he would have never he would have never got over that. If you balling out, and that's when I say balling out, doing your thing, getting your doctorate, doing all this, he'd have never recovered from that.
Well,
So
I think that's what it was, just the whole, gravity of it, because, I had rented this, we rented a lake house, and it was just big. My family came in, and, my brothers, they're men, they pay for everything. I don't have to open my purse when I'm with my brothers. Never will I open my
right.
purse when I'm with my brothers. You know what I mean? So they're paying for everything. And he's just, I guess he just felt inadequate, but
And
you
I can
know,
see.
after 5 years, he should have gotten used to this by now, because this is not something different. We have fun, we travel, we do things, right? Because
Yeah.
I, I'm not going to be ashamed for earning what I have, because I built mine brick by brick, right? I haven't
Right.
begged, borrowed, or stole from anybody, so I'm not going to just. I mean, I think he just wanted to reduce it to nothing, for me to expect nothing, want nothing, and just stay where he was.
Hmm.
And I couldn't do that.
Go
Got it.
ahead, Legacy. What you got?
Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate that well, let me go back. I looked at it at two ways. Um, at first, I was like, would I have been so concerned about the attire? But then again, I know my family, and I went to a fashion high school, so my friends always teasing me. And even just in church yesterday, they were teasing me, and I don't go to a church that you have to be all dressed up, but I try to be a little stylish. And so, I, if I knew that this was a person that didn't dress often, then yes, I would have definitely been like, well, this is the attire for the day, and then we could go and make sure you have what you need, and kind of thing. But expecting, of course, for him to pay for his own stuff. Um, because I would think that if you're coming to celebrate me, why did you even come? If you're coming to
Absolutely.
me, then you should be prepared to be appropriate and not embarrass me by coming, and then you're not prepared, so then you don't go. I'd be like, bro, you need to get back in your car or get on a flight and head back to where you came
So, let me address the attire thing. So it wasn't like I asked him to go out and hey, put some pressure on him, because let me tell you, if he was getting an award, even if he was graduating from getting his driver's license back, I would have been the baddest bitch in the room. Okay.
from. Right.
That's right.
He wouldn't have had to tell me that. And I
Right.
would have come prepared. And if I would not have been prepared, I would have gotten prepared within 24 hours after being here. He was
Right.
here 2 weeks before I graduated. We went to
Ah.
all the malls. We did all of this stuff. This was intentional. I knew it was intentional, because
Mhm.
the day before we left, the clothes that we bought, he never even took it out the bag to hang it up. I said, he's not coming. I knew then he
Mm.
wasn't coming, but I let it play it out. And it's not like he got up and got dressed and I said, hey, you can't go because you didn't wear what I told. He never even got dressed.
Right. Yeah.
So he
So
stayed at the house?
He stayed at the house, at the lake house, while all my girlfriends sat out in the rain and watched me graduate.
Oh wow.
Huh.
So let me say I got a list of fears that men have with women who are financially successful, and one of
Yeah.
those fears is being seen as less masculine.
Well, he played right into it because if that wasn't a bitch move, I don't know what was. So if he was trying to maintain his masculinity, if he lost it, I'm sorry, maybe I should be talking in theory, but you
No,
know, I can't think of anything more emasculating than what he did. He might have thought he was embarrassing me, but I felt absolutely nothing. At one point I just felt real pity for him because now what? Now we still got 2 more days at the lake house. Who you talking to? What, you
Damn.
gonna mingle with my brother? Ain't nobody passing you a
The
joint
whole house was
nowhere.
looking crazy.
Okay.
So he
The whole
just
house was looking
stayed
crazy.
at the house for the rest of the time?
Yes. And check this out.
That's weird.
No, I'm not gonna say this because I don't want to
Go
get
ahead, say
sued.
it. Go ahead, say it. Let it out.
He was so displaced by that behavior
Mhm.
that he went and slept in a closet.
Get out of here. In a
So I walked in the back room and I saw him laying in the closet. And you
Oh,
know what I did? I shut the fucking door. I said, fuck it, stay
Yeah,
in there.
I was just about to say, I hope you did.
And I told my girlfriend, I said, come get in the bed with me. So, the bed is for the people that sat out in the cold and the rain for me. And me and my girlfriend sat there, and I know his prostate was about to bust because he was scared to come out that closet all night long.
Let me tell
what?
you, I swung that door with the extra. You're lucky because when he did not put his clothes out, I'd have been like, "Excuse me, what's going on with you?" And if he would have had a conversation, then I don't know how he got there, but he needed to find his way elsewhere, or he.
Listen, y'all, let me tell you what I did. Absolutely nothing. I did not give him the power to ruin my moment.
Oh
I
no,
wasn't going to put any attention on him. That's why I shut the goddamn door and left his ass in that closet. And we went on. I opened up my presents. I popped Dom Perignon. We had a good time
mm-hmm.
for the rest of the weekend.
I would never have gotten myself upset because it's your celebration, But I've been, looking at him like he's crazy, and I'm glad you did. Swung that door, bloop,
I
closed.
closed it, and
All your
I said that's it. You're not going to. I knew then. I said, if you're not happy for me at this moment, how do you make something like this up? I'm asking the men.
right.
How do you make something like this up?
I
Well,
go ahead,
you
Mike.
don't.
The
Not
Uber.
not in
No,
my circles. It's
I
not
ain't mad.
happening, not in my circles. So I don't know.
Well,
So
I can
you
say,
can't tell me as a grown man, as you sat there on the side of the bed and contemplated your next move, that you couldn't foresee the consequences that I was never going to say another word to you again.
and this is why I'm so hard on using Maslow's hierarchy of needs as my guide. Simply because if you're dealing with an individual who doesn't have a sense of loving and belonging outside of you, is unable to feel esteem needs about feeling good and then self-actualization. If he doesn't have that, he's never experienced that. So when you come to the point where you've come to be a doctor, you've come back again experiencing self-actualization. That person can't connect. And so if you're expecting this person who has never had um, French fries with barbecue sauce,
Now, all of that is I'm gonna write BS on all of that because at the very minimum, we were friends. We were supposed to be friends.
right?
Yeah.
And at the very minimum, as
You should
a
have kept it at that.
friend, as a friend, he could have did the right thing because even if this was the other if the roles were reversed, there's no way I would have did that on his day.
You're
He
absolutely
wouldn't have
right.
known that I was gonna leave him until I wouldn't have left him until we at least we got back in town and all the family members left.
Right, absolutely. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and it is
So
fine.
no, that's not an excuse.
No,
Now we're not talking
it is.
about a 20, we're not talking about a young man. We're talking about at this point an old fool.
Right,
Because if you're over the
right,
age of 50 and you
right,
still making these types of decisions, you are no longer an old man, you are old fool.
Oh
Where
my
in the hell are you gonna
goodness.
find you know what I'm
right.
saying?
You're,
Agree with her.
you're absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Come on, Golden, talk to me.
So let's kind of delve a little deeper into why some men have taken on this notion that it should be equal. For example, do you believe that roles have changed in terms of corporate America, and a lot of women have moved up into corporate America, and they're in boardrooms and they're running companies, foundations. And so when you are a female and you are standing in front of 100% men in a corporation, what do you have to do? You have to be decisive. You have to be aggressive. You have to be
And feminine at the same time.
have to stand your ground with these men. But so here I am. I'm doing this all day, all day, all day, and then I go home to my significant other, boyfriend, spouse, or whomever, and I don't take off that hat. I walk in the house and I am, making decisions. As soon as I walk in the door, I am pretty much taking over. And so, do you think that a lot of men are feeling that women do not know how to separate that business behavior, and I really don't want to call it a behavior. I really want to say it's a quality, because it is, it's a quality. Mm-hmm. And so, do you
Yeah,
think
some
that
don't.
women, we don't know how to separate those from home versus being in the boardroom, and men have become resentful for that, because we have had to take care of ourselves, we have had to raise children from A to Z. So what does a woman do if we take care of our children? We're called controlling. If we get on our man about standing up for his responsibility, we're called controlling and B word. And it's like, what are we to do?
Well, I've never had that problem of bringing work home and because I'm almost the same person in both places, because my role doesn't require me to, to do the things that you may do. Um, but if I'm in a relationship, I would love to just be the woman in the relationship and really not have to
Exactly.
worry about those types of things. I would love, I mean, for me, I don't care whether you're going 50-50 or the man is doing all, whatever you decide that you want to do as a couple, do it and make it work.
Hmm.
I don't mind doing 50-50. I don't also I would love for a man to pay, the mortgage and the car note, because I'm that type of woman. If he's doing that, I guarantee you he's not going in his pocket for anything else. I got everything else. But a lot of times the men, they get the women that don't have everything else and they're doing
Hmm.
everything and everything. And then it turns them off against doing anything for the next woman.
Right. So
But
what?
that's
So
another
how do we
topic.
bridge that conversation though? How do at what point do you bridge the conversation, right? And I'll give an example.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, but again, having those fears. I went on a this was a while back, right? This was when I first started, back dating and stuff like that. And so I had gone on a date, and this woman pulls up with a new car, right? So she got a new Lexus, brand new. And so I paid to go eat. Oh, no, we went to go do something, but we went to go do an event, and it was like $70 per person, right? And so I paid it, right? But I'm like, it would have been nice for you to be able to say, hey,
Was this
come
the
on,
first date?
this is the first date, right?
Did you ask her on this first date?
but the point is
You
that
shouldn't have expected nothing on the first date. I don't even know what the hell you talking about because hell, I can go first date. If I don't like you, I'm gonna leave after the appetizers. So I don't know what you're talking about.
no, the thing for me
What
is
are you
hold
talking
on.
about, Franklin? That's
No,
crazy.
no, the thing for me is that I could have said Starbucks. I could have said
You
Starbucks.
could, but
that's
you didn't.
that's what you
You
should
didn't.
have said.
You
Starbucks.
didn't jump into your feelings until you seen her drive up in the new Lexus. Why is you in your feelings? Cause that's hate. That's haterade. You need to go over
Starbucks.
there with this
Right.
fool over here.
You done
Go get in the closet, Frank.
But yo,
Okay.
but look, go
Go
get in
get in
the
the
closet.
closet.
But you know, the houses, the cars, the whatever, you know, whatever you got, that's just stuff. It doesn't matter. If you digging each other, you digging each other. All that other stuff is just fluff.
right.
Listen, the thing. See, the thing. So listen. Now, again, you'll meet a lot of men that say I got it, but I got a lifestyle that I want to maintain. I can maintain my lifestyle without begging, borrowing, or stealing. I don't mind making some compromises, but I guarantee you one thing: I'm not finna go live in no damn trailer. Not that it's nothing against it, but that's not me. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. So
Yeah,
so we go. You're gonna have to be willing to make me comfortable as well. And if you can't make me comfortable, I can make myself comfortable.
right. But then, how does that work out in a relationship if
That's
you
you have to.
know
Hey, as
this
far
person
right
is not
now,
making you
they
comfortable?
figuring it out. I don't have the answer because everybody I done been with is still over somewhere trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
they they trying to figure now. Now,
Everybody's
where
still
are you
trying to
at?
figure it out.
Where are you from? Where are
That's
you
one of
at?
the things oh, go ahead, Michael. You got it.
I said,
Huh?
Doc, where are you at right
Huh?
now? Where are you at?
I'm in Virginia right now,
Oh, okay, Virginia. Okay,
Northern Virginia.
gotcha.
But
Yeah.
I
All
Yeah.
think that's one of the things we have to look at when we are entertaining someone's interest, male, female, back and forth, whatever, is that we have to be assured that the individual, whether it's a man interested in a woman, woman is whatever the case may be, that individual is able to care for themselves. And granted, they may be not 100% where they need to be, but they're maintaining. You know, maybe they can't, super duper splurge or anything like that. Franklin, go on the Starbucks date next time, or the little
No,
quickie
that
coffee
that
shop,
that was early in the game. Listen, that was
and
early in the
coffee or
game, and
something.
I have been counseled. I have received
Mhm.
my reprimand from my friends before, and I understand. But the
Right.
thing is that that's how I felt, right? Man, I'll tell you, this was I ain't even gone out on dates in
And let me tell
Atlanta.
you,
I'll tell you, no,
I
I'm
have
well.
become a
Listen,
woman, not on the
hold
first
on.
date.
Now listen. Oh, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. Here's my other little scenario, right?
Man, you cut me off. When I was
Go ahead. Then I ain't gonna share anymore because y'all. When I tell y'all my story, y'all
no,
be
go
like,
ahead and tell your story. I'll come
no,
back.
because I listen. I used to back up. When we go through a toll, I used to back up. So the toll is on her side.
this guy here. This guy.
What in the
This guy.
No, I have been
sir?
reprimanded. Listen,
So listen, before we get too far down a rabbit hole, let me just say this point
go ahead, Kat.
about the divide, the financial divide between a man and a woman, and the woman is doing better or the man is doing better, whatever. In retrospect, when I look back at it and I analyze everything, my question is this: why was he stuck in where he was, right? And all of his habits was geared towards that. None of his habits was geared towards success, wealth, or any of that stuff. They were all geared towards poverty, crabs in a barrel.
You have to ask him that.
And so, yeah, so there was a reason. So when you're looking at this stuff, it's not so much that he's not making as much money as me. Is why isn't he making as much money as me? Why? And the reasons why is because he has these habits. and these habits that he has are not conducive to success. And so that's where you have to say, no, we're not equally yoked. It's not that money that divides us, it's your values.
But did you know that before? Did y'all have that conversation before you got into it with him or
Oh
start
man, you
dating
know how
him?
a person can pretend to be something. I've told you, I didn't see the spirit in him until the day of my graduation. That's when I
Oh,
saw
so
it. That's
it
when I
was his
saw it. Prior to,
representative.
yeah, so I mean, his representative was on deck for, for quite a long time. I mean,
Okay.
there was red flags. There was red flags, absolutely, but he was butt naked showing out that day. You hear me?
Doctor,
That's
can I ask
funny.
a question? Doctor, can I ask a question? Or do you feel like you might have had rose-colored glasses on and you saw him for the good qualities in him for that length of time because you had history and because you stuck to the good parts of who he was and held on to that, hoping that there was going to be change and not really even realizing, because sometimes we compartmentalize the bad behavior, the poor behavior, and it's not until a culminating event such as that the dominoes click 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 all click into
Hmm.
place. Do you feel
Hmm.
that that's where you were at?
Yeah, definitely the history played it laid a foundation for me that I thought was absolutely solid. I love having that history. I'm one of them people. I think I'm a recycler. The same guys that I've been messing with since it ain't but like three or four of them because most of them then died off. But I'm what they
Damn.
call I'm what they call demisexual, right? I can only become sexually attracted to a man that I've known for a long time. Like I have to have a relationship, a friendship with them. So over the years, I haven't had a lot of friendship. I mean, a lot of relationships because I be in these long-term relationships. This is the first time in my life I actually ever really been single, and yeah. So having that foundation with him, that familiarity with him, definitely help paint my glasses a little bit. That and the fact that I didn't want to start over sexually. We really had a good time. I mean, I thought we were friends. I really thought we was friends. I mean, I never met anyone that could make me laugh as hard as he did, and things of that nature. But I knew that we wasn't friends that day. That's when it finally hit me that no, this can't be my friend.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, that's hard. And I understand because I did the same thing with a long time friend. We knew each other at 10 and 11 years old. And 30 plus years later, we found each other and started dating. And for 2 years, I was devoted and committed. And he was
Hmm.
having, he was going on missions trips up and down the East Coast and seeing other people. And then I was like, wait a minute, what the heck? And I was like, no, we're not going to do this. And yes, the history, it definitely sets the foundation. But when you decide, when you see, when you finally decide, you know what, these glasses are dirty or something, this ain't right, and you take them off, then the sunlight hits your face, and you're like, oh yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Well,
And
what was really a turn off for me is the jealousy, right? Right? Because it just it felt like to me, and I don't want to diagnose it or anything like that, but it felt like jealousy to me, right? It felt like jealousy, and I don't like to hang around jealous-hearted people. I love to see people come up. I love to see people get new cars, new houses, get married, fall in love, have kids, buy a dog, fail and come back. I love success stories. I love fail stories. I mean, I just love people. And it just didn't make any sense to me. Make it make sense.
right, right. Golden, why are you sideways?
This conversation turned her sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
I
thinking about, because let me tell you, I'm on a TikTok live periodically with a friend who has a group called Team Love, and your story, Dr. Washington, is the story of many women. And you'll be amazed at how many women, I'm 56, and how many women in their 50s and 60s are, I guess, because they don't want to be alone, they want companionship, they want love. and that are accepting of a lot of BS or these what is the gentleman's name that was on Mike?
Miles.
Miles. What Miles was saying, the representative, and they grasp onto these things. I had to tell a woman, she was 57, 58. She had seen me one time on the live, and I'm one of the moderators. And so when I came off, I got a message from her, and she sent me this man's picture, and she was like, "Have you ever met him? Has he ever messaged you?" And I'm like, "Man," I'm like, I knew who she was because I greet everyone that comes in. And so in our conversation, I started asking questions. I'm like, did you, just talk online? Did you video call? Did you see him, meet him in person? And of course, it was none of the above. And she said he had an accent. He supposedly grew up in Britain. And I was like, did you give money? This and that. I said, don't give him any money. Give me his name. Let me do a little research. So I did find the guy's profile. So I said, I sent her a message. I said, so whoever you're talking to is not this dude, because this dude is definitely from Florida, which the guy said. But I was like, no, I heard a little snippet of a video. I said, you're being scammed. But let me tell you, so many women are so stuck on having this joy of relationship that they are willing to accept jealousy. They're willing to accept online relationships. They're willing to accept even the fakeness of a relationship, the representative, all to have all to just have that level of companionship. And so, I'm glad that you finally saw the car before the person and you jumped ship, or as you did, just slam the closet door and left homeboy.
That's funny.
That's exactly what I did, and thank you for that. And please understand, I'm not bitter or anything of that nature. I'm more disappointed and a little bit shocked because this is someone that I had, thought that we were going to, pretty much live out the rest of our lives together, and I was willing to make sacrifices. I was willing to move to his hometown just to make it more comfortable for him and do
Oh,
those little
damn.
things. But yeah, so it's not like we hadn't discussed some areas of our future and things, but damn, if you are having a hard time about putting on some hard bottom shoes after 5 years of being with me, that means you ain't never plan on taking me to the movies. You ain't never plan on.
Uh-oh. Where you go?
Did we lose her?
Yeah, I think her phone probably timed
She
out or
gone.
something.
Timed out.
Yeah, but
So,
What y'all hear last? What's the last thing y'all heard?
he ain't taking me to the movies.
Take it to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a 5 years and you don't have a pair of hard bottom shoes, it's not like I was on welfare when you met me. When you met me, I was doing what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? So you never
Yeah.
thought you were gonna need a pair of hard bottom shoes once. That means you ain't never plan on proposing ever or taking me to a nice dinner ever. How was you gonna ever take me to a nice dinner? You
You
never
don't
had that
need hard
plan.
bottom shoes for that.
Yes, you do.
No.
You wasn't planning on taking me to church or nothing. I mean, you wasn't gonna take me dancing or nothing. You weren't gonna do nothing that requires hard bottom shoes. All we
You
were gonna
say
do was hunt and fish.
hard bottom shoes, huh?
I think she's on a roll.
Yeah, she. I'm telling you, Doc Washington is raw. I'm telling you right now, this epiphany, like, hold up. Now that I look back, this is great, I'm thankful that you're here, because this is therapeutic, right? Now when you're looking at where have I, what have I
Listen,
allowed
let me
myself.
just say this. Yes, black women are doing better than black men are right now statistically, and there are a lot of
So
more black women that are financially stable than ever. But like the other young lady said, that's 56 years old. I'm the same age. At this stage of the game, we know that material. I don't even get impressed. I don't want a fur coat, diamond rings, none of that stuff. I just want to be happy. I want to be at peace. I don't want to be arguing. I just want to be at peace. I'm willing to share everything I have with somebody that's willing to share with me. But people, men that don't have anything, in my case, didn't want me to have nothing, didn't want to give me nothing.
Hmm.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
You
And
know,
that's
That's
so
interesting.
it's a mentality, and men need to get over it or do better.
Mhm.
Because once
I,
you get used to driving a nice car, it's hard going back.
it is.
It is.
I'm not
yeah.
asking you to pay the notes or anything like that. I'm not asking you to do anything, but don't get mad at me because I can.
So now you back out on the market. What you gonna
Nothing. Stay in my house and raise my
do?
grandbaby.
That's it.
Like I said, if a man want me, he gonna have to come in here and fix this closet. He gonna be a carpenter.
He gonna have to fix the closet, huh?
He gonna be a carpenter. Somebody I call in here to fix the house.
Mm-mm. Got it. Oh my gosh, it is challenging. It is
Yeah, this
challenging.
at this age is definitely challenging.
Yeah, it really is. And that pond, that big old, ocean we once had and shrink down to a little, backyard pond now, right? And every fish I pull out the water, I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? I have to hurry up and throw that thing back. But I
I like you, Dr. Washington. You are hilarious. Look at it's the little
listen,
frog, and
you
that's
know,
it's in the
I just
part that the water built up in on a hard rain. Throw that frog back.
throw them back real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Hurry
my
up and get back
god.
in there. But yeah, hey, you just take it one day. I'm not bitter. I don't have baggage that I'm carrying around with me, and I hope that women that's going through the same thing that I'm going through or worse, they let that shit go. They let it
Hmm.
go. And they
Yeah.
move on with their life and they don't take it into the next relationship. I get being
Ah,
a leader
oh
at
my
work and all
goodness.
of that other stuff, but you know what? At the end of the day, if I died, ain't nobody gonna show up for my job. They may send some lunch meat to the repast or something, but maybe one, two, or show up. So I'm not bringing that stress from my house. They don't deserve that to come
Right.
from my job. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve a
Absolutely.
space in my house. Not at all. They don't get that.
Fortunate that there are still individuals, both male and female, that are very caught up in our age group with the finances. We should be able to take care of ourselves. Yes, because there are still some couch surfers out there on both sides. There are some manipulators. There are some, gold diggers. But it's trying to find individuals who are looking for peace, communication, who are looking.
Just want
You need a man that's
happiness
healed.
at
You
the
need to
end
be
of the
healed.
day.
Yeah, you need to be healed. You need to be whole. And
Yeah.
and and I
Right.
don't care
Be able
what
to
your gift
build.
or talent is, bring it to the table. If you ain't got money but you can
Right.
build something, bring it to the table.
Right.
If you can't do nothing but wash cars, bring it to the table and be
Right.
consistent with it. Be
Right. And
consistent
that's
with it so that I can depend on you for this. But all of this inconsistent, I do it here, I may do it there, and all of this other stuff, I'm still alone. I'm in a relationship, but I'm still alone.
Yeah, basically.
And I can't get nobody else to help me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get a man to come over here and do something, but ain't no man gonna come over here and do something to me with your ugly ass in the house.
that's
Oh my goodness.
Miles. What are
Yes.
you seeing from your
So
standpoint in this dating world? Like what I've had many conversations with men, and they're finding a lot of women are just looking for someone to take care of them. Are you finding that as well?
no, I'm with somebody right now, and that's not what she was looking for, and that's definitely not what I'm looking for. So we had conversations and basically came to the conclusion and agreement that all we want is to be happy travel,
Mm-hmm.
and just live out. I mean, if we're gonna be together, we're gonna be together. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's not about who has more than, who has more, because
Mhm.
and at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter as long as we can both be happy and do whatever, do what we do. I mean, that will last for a long time, the relationship.
That's more substantial. That carries weight. And I want to
Yeah.
make it very
Right.
clear that in my situation, it wasn't that I was focused, hyper focused on the financial aspect. He was. He's the one that kept bringing it up. He's
And
the one that would
he
get mad
he is
every
the one
time
that
I
had the
bought something or did something. You know,
yeah,
he
well,
was the
that's the
one.
that's the problem. He was the problem, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
It's
just
just
wanted to make that clear. It's not like I had these expectations for him to come in and take over my mortgage and stuff. No, that was
yeah.
never the intent.
But yeah, so yeah, we had a lot of long conversations. So I mean, communication at the beginning. I'm not doing like Franklin, taking her to $100 concert at the beginning. We gonna sit somewhere and actually talk.
Why are you bringing
And
up old stuff, Miles? Why are you
I
bringing up
know,
old
man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
we
that is
gonna
kind
sit.
of a bad first date.
We not doing that. We gonna
I
sit
never
down
really
and
thought
talk
about it, but it is.
and just get all that out the way. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I
So
had a friend who told me, he's like, I only do coffee dates for first dates, and he's in his late 40s. And at first, like, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, because I can be simple or lavish, and I'm like, I would do a coffee date. I would do a walk in the park. I would do let's grab sandwiches from a spot and just go sit in the park and talk. I don't really care.
yeah,
I need to be able
just
to know who you are, because I need to be able to, if I cancel you out, I don't need to be at some lavish place and get all dolled up and wearing heels that's gonna be hurting my feet, hurt my ankles and knees. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get up out of here. I don't want to do that. I want to get through conversation where we're sitting, we're talking. Yes, we've had the phone conversations. And now, like I tell people, I'm like, because a lot of times I meet people that don't live near me. So I'm like, I need to put my eyes on you, because we got all this chemistry talking on the phone and talking video call, what have you. But then when we get into person, it's like, womp, womp. There's no energy between us. And so
You
I'm
know what?
yeah, exactly.
to really be able to determine if the energy is still there, because if it's not, then we need to exit stage left. And I met someone, we were talking for a little while, never, and we video called and everything. And then when I met in person, they have words. They like, it was like they went mute. And I'm sitting there looking like, what in the world? After 25 minutes, I was like, listen, you have an event to go to. I got to get to my office. It was on a Saturday. We met at the mall. I was like, I got to go. And I said, thank you for coming, this and that. It was nice meeting you. And then I checked to see if they got home. They went to the event and drove back home 2 hours. And the next day I was like, listen, I don't know about you. I said, however, you're very nice. And, you deserve happiness as well as I do. I said, there was no energy between us at all. I said, you didn't say barely a word. I said, until it was time to get ready to leave, then you started talking. And I was just like, this is not going to work. And he never responded back. I'm like, I don't care. Because in the past, I would have tried to make it work. Because
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have even said that much. I just would have ghosted. But that's just my nature. But one of the things, like one of the things, like if I go on a date, this is totally off topic or whatever. But if I go on a date, one of the things that I always do is I never wear makeup and I always wear my real hair on the first date. And I just want a guy to see me who I really am. And if you like me like that with no makeup and my real hair, then we can move forward. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well,
no,
that's
I think
good.
that's because I took folks
That's real
recently
good.
who said that. And he was like, he was tired of women with all the wigs and the weaves and 10 tons of makeup and the butterfly eyelashes. He was like, can we just see the real person so that we
Exactly.
know what we're looking at if the relationship continues? Yes, we know that you're going to look beautiful when you get ready to go out and you get lavishly dressed or what have you. But can I see the real person? Because That's who I'm going to wake up to. If the relationship continued, that's who I'm going to see first thing in the morning, late at night.
Absolutely.
Shower.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why, a man have to see me with no makeup. No, now I don't have anything against hair and wigs because I will wear it. Not a lot of makeup. I don't do makeup, but I will wear different hairstyles and of that nature and stuff. But initially, I always want a man to see me with no makeup, no hair, and we go from there. We
Mm-hmm.
go from there. And it's nothing that I have to hide or anything, but I just
Right.
never wanted to give off this false illusion that, first of all, that I'm going to always look like this. Because no, most of the time I'm walking around the house with flip flops on, okay? And my head looking like twigs all over the place. So,
But it's interesting too. I used to have locks down to my thigh, and because of a parathyroid condition, my hair started falling out. So I decided to shave my hair off 2 years ago, this past May.
mhm,
And it was funny. I had not been on a date in over a year, and a friend of mine tried to set me up with his uncle. So I was like, after like a couple of months, I was like, all right, I'll go to dinner. And conversation was okay. We didn't talk much, and we actually had a great conversation. I didn't know where things were
mhm,
going, but sat in the restaurant for 4 hours talking.
mhm.
And he was like, "We'd really like to see you again, this and that." And so he asked me to text him when I got home, and I was like, I texted when I got home. And then I think the next day I was at an event, and I called just to say hello. Never picked up. Oh, I'm at Bible study with my sister. I'm like, oh, okay. Never heard back from him after that. And so 2 weeks later, my friend called me back and was like, "Hey, how did things go?" I was like, "Well, your uncle ghosted me." And he was like, "Wait, what do you mean? You called me from the restaurant." I said, "I don't know." And that was the second person he tried to hook me up with. I said, "Listen, I appreciate, because I don't mind a good referral." I said, "I appreciate." I said, "Howard, your history as a matchmaker is done." And I said, "I'm good." I said, I'm good. I said, I don't.
Did I trigger something when I said ghosted? I'm sorry. I,
Yeah.
No,
So
I
did I
mean,
trigger something? I'm so sorry.
no. And so I left it alone. But one of the things I did not realize on that date is the pictures he saw of me. I had hair, and I walked into the restaurant. I was like, "Oh,
Oh, that's what it was. So he was real shy. I can imagine what he was telling his boys.
right." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And there was nothing I could do but come around the corner. Like,
He was just telling all kind. I know he was just
you
shy. Did he ever address it? Did he
right?
ask you about it?
I, I have no idea what transpired afterwards, and that was like 2 years ago, maybe yeah, about 2 years ago. And I was like, oh well, and I was like, I now have this thing like, if you don't like me the way I am, I don't. I do a little makeup. I don't do a whole lot of makeup. I don't dress too risque. But I
Right, right.
little funky with it and stuff. But guess what? And when I knew I was gonna cut my hair, I went and bought 5 wigs, and I didn't like the way none of them looked. But I said, I'll figure it out. And then when the barber cut my hair, I was like,
When was this? How long ago was this?
huh?
How long ago was this?
2 years ago, right?
Oh,
The
okay.
third
Because
day.
I used to wear my hair short, but I used to wear mine short back in the day, back in the '90s. And when I wore it short, everybody thought I was Franklin. That's when I was in Japan. Remember,
yeah.
I used to wear
Mhm.
my hair short like that,
Oh
and that
yeah.
was before it actually really became real popular and, of that nature. But I'm saying all of that to say, I bet you look really beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
absolutely.
I bet you look really beautiful. you know, without it. But I think it was just shocking to him. Maybe he thought,
Yeah.
I think maybe it wasn't so much that it was your hair. I think it was just he may have felt like he was, what is it called, catfished or something?
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Maybe of this nature.
Yeah.
I have some horror stories. I tell you, I'm telling you, and the thing is that your friend who showed that your pictures with hair did you a disservice, and that wasn't fair to you, right?
No. No, at that time, when he sent the photos, I didn't even, that wasn't even on the decision on the table to even cut
Mhm.
my hair.
Right.
I was just wearing my hair wrapped
Got
at
it.
that
Got
time.
it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Made the
Right.
rash decision last minute.
Right. Because I'll tell you, I went on except being out here, I went on a date and I was like, I saw the picture of the woman. I'm like, hold up, because she was smiling, but she didn't show any teeth, right?
She
But
didn't
then
have no teeth, Franklin.
she didn't have any teeth. No, she had a gap, and it was like you can put like 4 nickels in there, right?
Well,
And
that's no teeth, brother.
there's no teeth, right? And so I literally pulled up the phone. I'm like, "Is this you? This ain't you." And again, it goes back
What she
to
say, Franklin? She said, "Uh-huh, that's me."
that's me. I'm like, "No, this ain't you."
Yes, it is too. It's me.
And then she's like, "Listen, don't you ever do that to anybody else."
Ah, she's a victim now.
Oh my
You
god!
victimized her.
I was like,
Wow.
I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, listen, oh my gosh. And so from that point, I'm like, listen, we got to do FaceTime. We got to do, and again, even with FaceTime, people put their face up there, and all you see is their face, but you don't see their whole body. And then when you look up, you're like, oh my,
Yeah,
because
I don't do that online dating and stuff. I don't have anything for any against anybody else doing it, but that is just I don't know
it's
how
crazy.
anybody can do it because I can't spend time with somebody that I'm not vibing with, right? So how do you know that? I don't want to find out when I'm sitting across the dinner table with you because if I'm not vibing with you, I can't even stand the way you chew. That shit gonna piss me off looking at you chew. You know what I mean? It's the little stuff. So I don't know. I just try not to take that chance because I didn't had too many men try to kill me. So I'm just
Oh, well,
gonna try to
damn.
stay.
I
No, I'm
mean,
just playing.
okay, I was about to say.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But I've had some that try to manage me. You know what I mean? They want to manage me in a way, and that could lead to something, and so I try to be careful. I just try to keep myself out of situations that could escalate
Hmm,
because one person is not feeling the same, because like I said, if I'm sitting at the table with you and I mean the worst thing in the world for me is to spend my time with somebody that I don't want to spend my time with. That is
right.
miserable to me. That is miserable. I mean, I just don't see it. I couldn't do it. I got to sit here the whole dinner and you order in seconds and dessert and shit. And you want to go have coffee and shit
Hey,
later and stuff, all of that.
you just got to stop the date.
And see,
Just
that's how
stop
Phil
it.
can get her. You know what
Yo,
I
a
mean?
technical timeout.
Yeah.
I, I just don't like to put myself in those situations. So yeah, I wonder. I wonder how in the hell I'm gonna ever have somebody.
Well, we know that you're a very loving person, and that's the part where we have to begin to break those barriers, because underneath a lot of us is a really good person, and
You
trying
act
to
like I got a hard candy shell or something. I ain't hard on frankly, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not hard on the outside, difficult to deal with or anything like that. What are you talking about? I don't have no barriers like that. I mean, not like that, where I can't get along with men. I don't have that problem. Most of the guys that I've ever dated, if they could get rotated back in, they'll come back in. They're looking for a chance to come off the bench.
Oh, you got it like that,
I'm
huh?
not saying I have it like that, but what I'm saying is, if a woman got a bad character or a bad personality, once a man is done with them, they're done with them.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
That's no
done with them.
doubt.
They don't want nothing else to do with them.
That's right.
But my guys, I can go back. We can, talk, have fun, laugh, shoot the shit.
Were you
That's
in the
all I'm
military?
saying. Absolutely.
yeah,
Oh,
she was
okay.
in
Navy.
Japan with us, Miles. She was over at the hospital.
With us?
Yes. When were you in Japan, Kathy?
Um, 97, 98, 99.
She
97,
wasn't
98.
there.
Okay. Oh
She wasn't
yeah.
there with me.
Okay. So you left in 95, right, Miles?
Yeah, well, I was, yeah, 90, what is it, 92, 93, 94. I left in 94.
94. Okay.
Yeah, you just missed.
Yeah.
That was your second tour over there, Frank. When you was
Yeah,
over
that was
there,
my
when I was
second
up there,
tour.
that was your
Yep,
second tour over there.
absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And we've been
All right.
friends ever since. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got stories I can tell, but I ain't gonna put you on Front Street. I'm gonna hold it and put it in my book.
Lots of stories.
Oh my God. Well, amen.
Lots of stories.
Yes. I love
But
you, Kathy. I still love you. I don't care. I don't care.
yeah, but listen, hopefully the takeaway from today's talk is this. Look, as a black woman, I love black men. And I just wish that they could put aside their pride, their ego, or whatever it is that's keeping them from being with women that are successful. Because there is a lot of us out there, and all we want is companionship, someone to love and respect us, maybe not steal from us, put some gas in the car every now and again. We're not asking for much, okay? And it's not that I'm bashing men or bashing this last relationship that I was in. It was a life lesson for me. You know what I mean? I have no hard feelings or anything like that. I just think that men need to just get a hold of their insecurities and support us because we're creators. Whatever you give us, we're going to take it, incubate it, and make more of it. And so all of this, I can't stand to see the black woman succeed. She needs to know her place, or she's too this or she's too that. All of that needs to stop. We need each other. We need each other. So that's my message.
That is so well said. Legacy, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think people just need to take the time to understand who they are as an individual. Franklin, you and I had on another podcast talked about being intimate with ourselves, and for me, that means that we really take the time to understand who we are to our core, and be totally gut wrenching honest with ourselves about who we see in the mirror, and in order to be our authentic self to someone else, and not accept the representatives, not, just because you don't want to be alone, don't just accept any kind of foolishness and foolery, and find happiness, and your happiness first starts with yourself. That's the intimate part of being intimate with yourself, and then you're going to be able to have great intimacy with someone else who has done the same work. Now we just gotta hope and pray that there are more candidates out there who are also interested in doing the work. And it's unfortunate there are a lot of people in our age group who have given up. I've talked to quite a few men, and they're like, "I'm not marrying again. I'm not." I know some dudes that are not dating seriously. They will have, some companionship, but they're not really trying to date seriously. They are just living life on their own and doing the things that excite them and please them. Travel, new hobbies and things, new career paths, and they're making life happen for themselves. But it would be nice if we could find some great candidates and don't have to go down in age just to find somebody.
Ah!
Listen, I haven't tried.
You need a longer.
And I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I get the little ones and I get the young ones. Oof.
6 feet.
What you bragging?
No, no,
Six
no, no.
feet.
And if you don't recognize hate, that's what it sounds like, okay?
No, I just don't want the 5'7" dude or the 5'5" dude trying to talk to me.
Because
Well, send them over
if you
here.
if you almost 6 foot and then you put on heels, I mean that's kind of
I'm
crazy,
6'3".
Oh,
huh?
really? I don't know why, but short men love me, and you know what? I've come to love them too. They got a lot of spunk.
I I've dated short. That one I talked about that we grew up together. He is about 5'8.5", 5'9", but he had such big personality. It never even bothered me. But that's just not the. But that's again the history comes into factor and things, and because I've done it maybe like 5'10". I meet a lot of men my height, which I've been open to and stuff. But in my younger years, it was always 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'7". But
How
now,
old are you now? You're in your 50s, right?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most men that's in their 50s and 6'3" can't even walk.
Yeah, but that's not all of us.
Most of them can't walk. Most of them bent over.
They're all taken. Most of them are taken and they can't walk.
That's definitely not all of us.
They bent over. If they not bent over, their knees and their feet hurt at the same time.
Dang, who
That
you
is
been meeting?
correct.
What men have you been meeting?
God.
I mean, damn.
They bent over.
No,
They ain't shy
no,
either.
Dr. Washington in DC near. She worked near the VA, down at the VA. So
Oh,
them guys
okay.
are coming out of the VA.
Well, that explains it.
Listen, and they try.
I'm just telling you what I see. You tell me
That
what you see
explains
over
it.
there.
Oh my God.
Listen, I've had some try to talk to me and they got walkers and all kinds of things. And I had to tell one guy, I said, listen, bro, I said, you really need to focus on your recovery and well-being. He had a stroke. And I said, because you don't even live in your own place right now. I said, you need to. I said, how you out here trying to date? And
Yeah.
Where he take you to for a date if you want to go to his house? I'm trying to figure out.
he was
I
in a
have a girlfriend that's dating somebody and he doesn't have his own house. I'm like, where do y'all go?
nursing home. Dr. Kathy, he was in a nursing home and he was going to be returned
Oh,
to his apartment. I said, no, sir. Stop. You need to
oh
stop
my
dating.
goodness.
Focus on your recovery.
Now, you
Legacy.
know,
Yeah.
oh, we're in the nursing home dating now, huh?
Listen,
Damn.
Stephanie.
What brother got to do to get a break, man? Brother, man, trying.
He trying. At least he's
He trying.
trying.
At
Yeah.
least he trying. He trying to. He like, man, I got like 4 more weeks on Earth, man. Come on, baby, give me
He
some.
he's not only he not only trying, he figured he got a 50-50 chance anyway.
Well, listen,
It,
I guess he figured he was standing in the position of no, so why not try it? Because I might have said yes.
Absolutely.
exactly. 50-50.
Not.
50-50.
50-50
So how is
chance.
this date gonna work out? Like you have to go and sign him out or something?
Right.
Oh my
Get permission.
gosh.
I gotta
You got you gotta get a power of attorney or something. I mean, how does this work? What's the logistics?
right.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my
you see why I stay at home.
gosh.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You are hilarious.
Get his sign him out.
Not listen, not only are you Dr. Washington, not only are you 24, 25-year-old veteran, not only are you hilarious, got an amazing sense of humor. You are a nice woman, and I'm telling you, it is just fantastic knowing you as a friend. And I appreciate you, Kathy. I
Well,
appreciate
thank you, Franklin. Like I said, it means a lot. One thing I can say about the military, man, the friendships that I've made during my time there are lifelong friendships, and you're one of them. All the way to the end. We're gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Shipmates for life. But I really appreciate the man that you've become. I've seen you grow, over the years. I've seen how you used to run the streets in Japan, to
Oh
becoming a
yeah.
father. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next
I
Absolutely,
seen
Frankie.
And listen, Miles, I've seen it with my own eyes.
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely,
my
absolutely.
own eyes. And I've also seen him become a father and a husband and an officer,
And an
a
officer.
homeowner.
Yeah.
I've seen him just grow and matriculate into this wonderful being that he is now. And let me tell you something about Frank. When me and Frank haven't spoke in almost maybe a decade. It could have been a decade.
Mhm.
But when I got my doctor's degree, Franklin picked up.
Hold on, Kathy. Come on back. Her
Kathy,
phone.
where you at?
No, her phone timed out. Her phone locked up.
Oh,
We went
okay.
over that earlier.
Okay, where I
Okay.
leave off at?
You say that I had a house.
Your house there, all of that, and all of that, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. I've seen you matriculate into this man that you have become, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, one of the things that I wanted to say about you is that when I did get my doctor's degree,
Mm-hmm.
Franklin was the only person on my friend list that I haven't spoken to in 10 years that picked up the phone and actually called me to say congratulations. He didn't text me, he didn't put it on Facebook. He picked up the phone and called. And I'm old school, I come from the time where we had rotary phones and phone books and stuff like that.
Mm,
And that just really meant a lot to me because just to hear his voice, just to hear him just come through. So you've always supported me through my marriages, not marriage, because it wasn't, plural, just one. You supported me through that. We've been through a lot together, Franklin. And like I said, I appreciate the man that you've become, and I appreciate the man that you're trying to become as well.
Thank you,
So
Kathy.
thank you.
I appreciate that. It means a lot, and um, not often you get that appreciation and those flowers back. And I just want to say thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
No
So,
worries.
all right,
that's
let
awesome.
Golden. Golden, do you have anything?
Well, after listening to Dr. Washington and Legacy about men, I am scared shitless.
uh,
Hey, listen,
so
no, seriously.
so look,
Seriously, do
where are
not
you
be
at?
afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. That is low vibrational right there. Fear is low vibrational. Do not be afraid. Get out there and put a
Yeah,
smile on your face and just go for it. Just be safe.
yeah.
Just be safe.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
don't be afraid because that's baggage and you don't want that baggage. Fear is baggage. Put that
right.
fear away. You can't take that into that's not even attractive. Men can smell fear.
Hmm. I go out and I just have fun.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. Let's get into the next one. I'm ready for the next relationship. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Ah,
Shit,
that's
I'm ready.
funny.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Hey,
Because at the
see,
end of the day, every relationship that I get in is better. It gets better. And
Mhm.
oh
after
yeah.
this one, I'm expecting to hit the jackpot next this
Well,
next go around.
hell, I
I'm really
mean,
expecting to hit the jackpot.
Yeah, and
Wow.
just take your time. That's where I'm at. I'm
And
like,
and the reason and it doesn't seem like much, but it actually was a step up from my marriage, to be honest with you, because hell, I didn't
what
even
the
like
last
that.
guy?
Uh-huh. In
Damn.
so many ways. In so many ways.
Okay.
Now it's not like I'm out here picking losers and all of this other stuff. It's not that. It's way more
Okay.
complicated than what I could ever explain on
Absolutely.
this episode.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, for me, I guess because I'm becoming a better version of myself with every relationship. So I'm attracting. I know that the next man that I attract is going to be my equal. I feel that now.
Hmm.
I feel that now. And it's not that I'm looking for somebody to make so much of money or any of that stuff. No, just match me, match my energy, match my values. Do we have the same values, right? Because the same amount of integrity. Do we, that's what's important. The money stuff, we can figure that out.
Hmm.
That's easy to figure out. But if your values are not the same. See, my values would not have allowed me not to go to someone's graduation after driving 18 hours there.
That's crazy.
My dignity would not have allowed me to do that. My
Right.
dignity would not have allowed me to get on the floor in the closet because I would have been there the whole night up thinking like,
That's,
damn,
I mean,
I was
the,
I was in the
is
master bedroom and now I'm on the goddamn floor in the closet. How did I
oh,
get
so
here?
it's a walk-in closet.
It was a walk-in closet.
Oh,
But I,
okay, okay.
what I'm saying is my dignity wouldn't have allowed me to do that. So what's more important is not so much the money as do your values link up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I value friendship. There's no friendship there, right? Because a friend
Yeah.
would not have done this to a friend. So
Oh,
our
of course
values
not.
are different, you know? And so at the end of the day, you could be making the same amount of money like my husband was, or him and I was, tit for tat, but our values were still different. He's vindictive. He don't like to be around people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that person. I'm not
Mhm.
going to sit and fight a person all fucking year over something that happened from the 12th grade. I'm not
Yeah,
going to do, so our values needs to link up. But it would be good if I met somebody that has some money too, or at least some land, something, shit, have something.
Hey, it's always good when they have
Let the
their own
car be
shit,
paid
though.
off or something, you know what I'm saying?
It's always good when they got their own stuff.
yeah, it is.
Have
Absolutely.
something, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, at this point, what
Shit.
the fuck you been doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? I've really made some poor decisions. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh
man,
yeah.
and you and just like I said, if I'm sitting here and I'm that damn broke, I'm trying to figure out how not to be broke. I'm reading books, listening to podcasts, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever I can because that's something that I value. But if another person doesn't value that, you're never going to get that result that you think you're going to get. I'll
Absolutely.
end it there.
Last thoughts, Miles. What do you got? What do you got for me, good brother?
Oh man, I ain't got a lot because the doc is definitely. I think she should have her own podcast.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's to me, it's all about communication, and I mean, you really have to get down and talk because a person brings their representative. You can flush that shit out easily. I think anyway. So it's all about communication, and that's why I think I think I got the queen that I deserve, and hey, I'm happy.
Beautiful. All right. Well,
Congratulations. You make sure you take
congratulations.
care of her.
Oh, no
Absolutely.
doubt.
He
Oh,
does a
absolutely.
yeah. Miles is that's a good dude right there. That's one of my good friends. All
Yeah,
right, here
because
we
me and
go.
Franklin. Hold on, Franklin.
Go
Hold on
ahead,
for a
Miles.
second. We got a second.
Got some
You
referrals,
know,
Miles. You got some referrals.
you say I got some referrals.
I said you got referrals. Listen, I told you I'm for all for the referrals. Come on now.
I don't even see.
And you
You
know
name
somebody to do carpentry, send them my way.
you say send them your way. That's funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess that's all I got because y'all done made me totally lose my train of thought.
No, no, Miles, you were getting ready to say me and Frank. You were saying me and Frank.
Oh, I was saying that, yeah, because Doc was saying that y'all hadn't talked for so long, but the same thing with me and Franklin. We ran into each other at the commissary. You remember that, Frank?
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember.
We just bumped into each other just out the blue. And
Really?
we have been knowing each other for the longest. And I'd seen him on Facebook and stuff like that. But man, that was just, I mean, I guess that was God because we hadn't seen each other since what, 90, what, the
Yeah,
90s?
yeah, the '90s when you left Japan.
Yeah. And then boom, Frank lives, and now we live close, so we see each other periodically. But yeah,
Oh well, I can't wait to meet you one day. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to meet you and your wife one day. Franklin, maybe you'll have something that bring us all together.
not
All right.
married
And
yet.
He's not
that
married
that way,
yet.
Not married yet.
Lucky, not Lucky, Golden, and what's the other young lady's name?
Legacy.
Legacy. Yes, I don't know why I forgot that because that's such a beautiful name. Wow, that is a beautiful name.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. The champ is here. We just closed out Dr. Washington. I have my great friend Miles on board. And we challenged the question, right? How is it that men have these feelings and frustration with successful women who are just seeking love, who's seeking a companion, seeking a space where they can be themselves and be feminine? What's the deal, bro? We gotta talk about it. Let's go!
They said I wouldn't make it, but I'm here now.
Yeah, right now.
And I'm here to stay, never go down.
Man.
Cause I'm a champion. A champion. Cause I'm a
The
champion.
champ is here.
Cause I'm a champion. A champion.
Thanks, Miles, man. I appreciate you coming through. Kathy, Dr. Washington.
Hey, much love to you.
Yes, much love. Legacy. Thank you all so much. And we're gonna close it out. We're gonna close it together. Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Follow us on Instagram at Intimate Discoveries.
Let's go. They said I wouldn't make it, but I'm here
So, Kathy, they think I was gonna be here.
And I'm here to stay.
Well, I'm right here. Live.
Cause
Champ.
I'm a champion.
What do you think,
Glad
Kathy?
I got that with them.
Yes. This is my own song, too.
Cause I'm a champion.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Man, I love y'all, man. This has been great. I'll see y'all again.
It's wonderful.
Instagram Live. Love you, Kathy. Love you, Miles.
Love you too. Love you too.
All right, big dog.
Yes, sir. Out.